Good morning, traders. Hope you guys are having a great morning so far in today's video. Like usual, we're just going to be going over the major indexes, Mag 7, and the stocks I'm holding. If you guys appreciate this content, please like, subscribe, comment. I'll also have a free Discord in the comment section as well. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, we're going to start with Apple first. Actually, you know what? We'll start with the major indexes. So, I'll start with QQQ and SPY just because I can see the pre-market on them. I can't see that on SPX or the NASDAQ. So SPY so far is pushing up, or no, QQ is pushing up to 425. It's not that bad, pretty good. It looks like that we're starting to form a base for a possible rally upwards, or it could be start for a move downwards. So let's just say that we open at this price right here at 420. We'll call that 423. So at 423, we will open right about here. So I would watch the gap fill at, let's see, what price would that be? Watch the gap fill at 421. That'll definitely be an interesting level to see if we get a nice gap fill trade there. I wouldn't be surprised if we push down and then melt to the upside the rest of the day. That's what I'm kind of expecting based on what the pre-market is showing so far. SPY is trading at 484, so let's call that 485. So between 484 and 485, same thing as the Qs. I would just watch that gap trade down at, let's see, what was the close? 420, 480 to 43 is where I would watch for the gap fill. If we do melt downwards, then I'd watch 479.98, get a retest of that level possibly. But other than that, I'd watch 485, 486 for today. On the SPY, and then on Amazon. We'll go with Amazon next. So Amazon is currently at 156.30. Let's look to the 4-hour. So the major level I'd like to see get broken on Amazon. We'll just make sure it's a legitimate level on the daily. 157.17. Yeah, so what I would really like to see is, let's see if we can get a close above 155.56. If we can get that close above that level, I think that you have potential, upside potential on Amazon. And you could push to the gap fill close at 164. So I'll definitely be watching Amazon if we can get that close, especially if we get some nice volume behind it. That'll be huge. Google is at 147.30 as I'm making this. So let's see where that is. So that's right around here. I'd watch a gap fill trade once again at, let's see, what was the close? 146.38. Watch the gap fill on Google. And for the levels I would watch for today, let's see. I would say I would be interested in 149 and 150 for today. Those seem like interesting levels. Maybe even, yeah, I would watch those levels. Those are the main ones I'm going to be watching on Google. Tesla, let's see, pre-market we're trading at, we'll call that 213. 213 to 215. So that's going to be right about here. So I wouldn't really consider this for a gap fill trade necessarily, just because it's such a small gap so far. But what I would definitely be interested in to see is, as I have this demand zone drawn out, I was looking to get into Tesla, but I didn't have the volume to back up a possible reversal. If we can get the volume in today on Tesla, I might be interested in starting a position targeting the 226 level on Tesla. On Meta, what I'm watching on Meta today is seeing how we treat the all-time high level. Currently, we're trading at 387, which puts us just above the all-time high. So I would ideally look for heavy volume on Meta. If we get heavy volume on the daily break, or at least decent volume on the break of 3 to 433, I would consider starting a long position possibly in Meta. I just have to see because I'm currently 100% invested. If we continue to melt to the upside, then I might consider using a little bit of margin, because we might be starting a major bull market. But the thing is, I always remind myself about 2008 that the market broke, SPS specifically, broke all-time highs, then came right back down after it broke all-time highs about a few weeks later. So I'm just being a little bit more cautious until we can clear the all-time high levels for at least a good week or two out. Until we can clear that, then I'm being a little bit more cautious personally. NVIDIA, we're trading currently at 6, we'll call it 602. Where does that put us? So that puts us roughly right here. I'm still holding NVIDIA personally. Until the 5 EMA breaks down, I'm going to be holding NVIDIA. I think it has a decent upside potential still. I think that with all the FOMO too, I think we could easily push 620 this week possibly. But once the 5 EMA breaks down, I'll be out of this thing. Just because once the 5 breaks, a lot of the buying momentum starts to slow down, is what I notice. As you can see here, it followed up nicely, and then it broke it down here. A little bit of a retracement, bounce here. And yeah, so that's why I'm just going to be watching on NVIDIA, at least for today. Microsoft, not doing half bad. I think we're pushing, where are we pushing to? 400. So I'd watch 398.67. It's hard to tell that it's going to be a good gap, but I have the same kind of plan on Microsoft as I have on NVIDIA, that I'm going to be using the 5 EMA as a trailing stop. So if we get a close below the 5 EMA, or if we touch 388, I'll be out of this thing. Apple, I haven't put the trailing stop in yet. We're trading currently at 192.30. So let's get that on the chart. So we're trading right here. I'm watching the possible gap fill right here until we can get decently above 192.53. I'm considering it a gap fill kind of reversal. And you might get two gaps today. I mean, if we start to move upwards by 9:30, you can get a gap fill here and then a gap fill here. So I'll just keep that in mind. Apple might be a little bit more volatile today. Just personally my opinion. And the stocks that I'm holding at the moment, the only stock that I haven't gone over that I'm holding is going to be DEC. Currently we're trading at 753, it looks like. So that puts us right here. DEC, I have a trailing stop set on them. Or if we hit 724, I got in at, on average, 723.5. So I'm giving it a little bit more room to breathe. But I'm also watching CVS for a possible trade as well. So far, we're at 73.15, so that puts us where? Right here. What I'm watching is demand zone right here. Because if we flip to the monthly, as you can see, in the last, I don't know, 20 years, I believe it was, roughly 20 years, since 2004, we have never broken down the 200 SMA on CVS once. I am being cautious because this could be a possible double top. It's a very messy one, but it could be one. And until you break down the 200 SMA, or if you break down this level down here at 52, then it's really hard. But personally, I'm going to be looking to get into this around the 65 level, put my stop on the other side of the 200 SMA, and I'm going to try to target a move to 80. Personally, that's just what I'm looking at, and I'll stay in this trade if I do get into it, as long as it lets me stay in. Kind of like my other trades, I just use a trailing stop, but